So, the second of our 11 competitors. This is Catherine Haddad, the first rider from the United States, riding the 13-year-old chestnut gelding Dutch warm blood Maximus, to the tune Richard of Gladiator.
I believe so, and it's a very dramatic programme. And for those dressage experts that are watching, you're not seeing things. Catherine, like many of the riders, well, all of the riders in fact, have had to start inside the arena because although this is an amazing building, the arena is actually only just long enough to fit in the 60 metres length of a dressage arena. And normally you start on the outside. And that, you saw the first signal she gave to start the music. And the test actually starts from the move off of the hold. Now you can hear this very atmospheric, dramatic music. Extended trot. The horse is covering ground, perhaps lacking a little bit of self-carriage uphill. And now coming to the piaffe, which could just do with a bit more engine. You can see Catherine's legs giving small little leg aids, just encouraging that engine in. It's losing the rhythm of the hind legs there. The engine and the hind legs of the horse. We want that energy created there to come almost through the horse and through the rein contact back to the rider. Now, half pass, although she just put it a little bit more bend. I was going to say she needed a bit more bend, but there was a nice cadence, and cadence is where the horse just spends a bit of air time. You can see that expression. You mustn't get that as much of as an actual passage, and it's a very fine line sometimes. And a very difficult programme, but this horse is very obedient. And talk about a curved line. Now you've got a serpentine line with one-time changes every stride, and really obedient. Very nice flying changes on a very difficult line. Now the pirouette. This is where the horse almost sits down behind and the forehand moves around the hind legs. This is a double pirouette. Now you're not allowed to do more than a double pirouette. And these rules like that are introduced to safeguard the welfare of the horse, so that there isn't any undue stress put on the horses. All these movements are completely natural, as a horse would do at liberty in the field. And there's no circus movements in there. Now the flying changes every 2 strides. Again on another curved line. Very safe. And rather like the other rider, Arena Liss, Catherine it's an example there that they're using the strong points of the horses. Both these horses are very safe in their flying changes. Now the collected walk there, we saw the extended walk from the previous horse. Now that's the collected walk. Shorter stepping is just stepping into the footprints, but what's more important is that the 4-time beat of a walk must be maintained. And this is good. This is a more energetic passage. And you can see she's giving small signals with the legs, but not too much. And there's a half pass in passage. And what have we got coming up here? A pirouette in piaffe. We need to make sure that left hind leg steps forward. It's very tight and well placed, almost on the spot. And she did keep the rhythm, but energy is a little bit lacking in that piaffe. But the passage now, half pass, front ways on to the judges and out in an extended trot.
It's quite an ambitious programme, isn't it, Richard?
It is a brave programme, but Catherine's a brave rider and she wouldn't hold back. And to be fair, it's all working. We haven't had any major mistakes so far. And sometimes these movements complement each other. When you've got perhaps a passage before an extended trot, that might help a horse gain a little bit more elevation through the shoulder in the extension. And Oops, that was probably the first major mistake we've seen there. At the end of the pirouette, the horse just lost his balance on his hind legs, and he needs to take more weight on his hind legs. But it's very easy to sit here and say that. It's another thing, and you look at the packed house there, the atmosphere is electric here, and this often gets through to horses. Sometimes it makes them very excitable, and others get a little bit closed up and almost go into a bit of a shell. Here you go. So very different lines that Catherine's using here. I think that was really meant to be the extended canter on the circle. It was actually perhaps lacking in a bit of strength in there, but a good line and very interesting.
She likes her twists and turns, doesn't she?
She does. She does well to remember them. This horse is very relaxed. You can see, look, he's dropping his head and neck there, taking the rein forward. And I must say, he really does give some nice, energetic steps to the passage. And now we've got a one-handed passage down the centre line, including in a half pass as well. So Catherine really going for the big finish here, trying to get those marks for the degree of difficulty. And this is coming off. I mean, the horse in all his work could have more energy through to the bridle, but I mean, I think she's done a good, clever test, taken good risks, and really only one slight mistake. And what a lovely oriental touch to the salute. Catherine obviously showing her theatrical sides, coming out there and crediting the horse, and quite rightly so.
Well, I think that test was just great for the sport, because she really did think it through. It was complicated, but it was clever and really enjoyable to watch, Richard.
Yes, it was, and another very charming horse. I mean, how many horses do you drop the rein in this atmosphere, not hold the reins with either hand and wave to the crowd, and the horse is just completely chilled out and relaxed? And that's what we want from dressage. We don't want extravagant, spectacular movements built on tension.